Well, I personally think that the biggest challenge at the moment is sort of keeping this creative circulation alive while thinking about how to be more local at the same time. Not just because of the corona restrictions, but also because of for example, the carbon footprint issue. Hello, my name is Ábel Petneki and I am here visiting from Budapest, Hungary. I am representing Budapest Music Center, or BMC for short, which is well, as you can guess from the name, it's a music center, it's a concert venue, it's a record label, it's a music library, a recording studio, a jazz club, and many more things under one roof. The business model is basically based on corporate events, on having this building that is very flexible and can host many types of events. And so we rent out the spaces and provide all the services, all the technical services, all the food and drinks, and all the decoration, and like running these corporate events, these business events, and the money we make there, we spend it on music. Business events and cultural events are organized by a separate team, but we work at the same office, in the same room actually, because there is a lot of interplay between organizing these various events. There are 400 cultural events each year in the house and around 150 business events. So there's a lot of logistics involved, as you can imagine. And the gear, the lamps, the sound systems, microphones, everything that we use is used for both purposes. So that sort of gives us a flexibility of perhaps providing a bit better equipment for the cultural side of things than we normally could. First of all, at the jazz club we provide slots for bands that we are sort of introducing, that are playing for the first time at a venue like ours. And we record everything, so we do the multi-track sound recording and the basic video recording as well of every show. So we can provide them with that recording, and they can learn about things, and then they can maybe perhaps later use it for promotion. And we also are active as a record label for more than 2 decades now, with more than 300 releases actually. Half of it is classical and contemporary music, and the other half is jazz. And we do feature some young musicians who we think are, how to say, adventurous enough to deserve more recognition than they currently have. Having these activities under the same roof gives us a lot of flexibility, and it's very cost effective actually, since it's not only the concert venue, the jazz club and the recording facilities, but also guest rooms upstairs. So we can be a bit more generous with everything that we provide to the artists. So perhaps it is a young Hungarian artist who is visiting Basel for a masterclass and then creating a new project there. we can offer them to come to us for a week, for a residency, to rehearse, to perhaps even record something and then perform at the jazz club. So we try to have this sort of 360 degrees thinking. Well, artistic circulation is certainly very, very important. It's, I would say, when you talk about jazz, it's probably the most important thing that you can have, especially in Europe. So our role, I think, is to be sort of a jazz hub in Central Europe and bring together as many artists from France, from Germany, from Austria, from Hungary, from the Czech Republic, etc., from Poland, of course. And then we bring them together for their own projects. So we are not producers in the sense that we tell musicians, okay, you should play with this or that, but we try to be very open and very receptive of new projects. And we try to build long-term relationships with the artists that we work with. So whenever they have something new and they are still not sure what to do with it, and they are still not sure if anyone would be interested, then most of the time we are very interested and we try to be involved in creating something new. Well, I personally think that the biggest challenge at the moment is sort of keeping this creative circulation alive while thinking about how to be more local at the same time. Not just because of the corona restrictions, but also because of for example, the carbon footprint issue. So I think that's the biggest challenge that we should work out in the next, I would say, 5 years. The other challenge I see is the music distribution issue. It's everything is becoming online and digital. Of course, we are still releasing CDs, physical media, when we release an album on the label, but of course we see that's not the future. So for us, the challenge is to find the best platform for improvised music, for live music, which we really believe is about presence and being physically there. But at the same time, what happens if you cannot be physically there? So those are questions that need some answers, I think. Well, the lockdown for us was quite unexpected, and it impacted our business activities very hard. But we like to say that we do exactly the opposite as the others do. So when everybody was closing down and letting go of the staff, we kept everyone, and we even hired some new video professionals, actually, because we thought it would be a good opportunity to sort of build that part of our activities. We also started renovating our sound recording studio to have more recording rooms in the building and better soundproofing. And so renovations and hiring new people, we thought we would use this time to actually look ahead and hope that things would, well, at least partly would return to the sort of normalcy that we were used to. And we use this downtime to improve the building, to improve the facilities and provide better circumstances for future recordings. And we also we were working on a new website for our record label, BMC Records, so that it represents our catalog better. For agents and musicians, I think it was an extremely tough time. For me personally, watching all the live streams was at first very interesting, but then a bit overwhelming actually. You know, I felt it's on one hand it's amazing to see something from France, to see something from Germany, to see something from the US, and you know, each night you could select any number of live streams, but something I felt was lost, this sort of presence, and we hope to be the home again to new artistic endeavors.